welcome to the Loved Ones house. This actually is the foyer where we are standing. This is an example here of a letter that each resident will receive when they first come into the house. It just welcomes them to their next. This is a big step for a lot of people, and we just want to encourage them and empower them to make the changes in their life that they need. This is their kind of community bulletin board. So this tells them any important updates. There's information here. There's other women in recovery who are willing to put their phone numbers up here in case somebody has a crisis or something else going on. Anything that they need to know kind of will be posted on this board right here. Okay. So in here, this is our den and our intake area. This is going to be where women come in after they've done their preliminary application online. Sorry, I have people back there. Okay, so after women have done their preliminary application online, they will come in here for an in-person interview with myself and the house manager. From there, they would pay their deposit, they would take a drug and alcohol test, so we'll do urinalysis and breathalyzers for anybody that wants to come into the house. Get all their paperwork done. Let me say that again. Get all of their paperwork done, so background checks, find out their places of employment, get their records from their inpatient facility if they were in one, just kind of get all of the paperwork side of things done, and also see if they're a good candidate for the house. Not everybody's going to be a good fit. But this is where they would come to do that. And then this is also a dual purpose room where our, how do I want to say this? So when women are looking for jobs, they'd be able to come in here and sit. If they're taking classes online, they'd be able to come in here. Our goal is to have like 4 to 5 laptop computers where women will be able to come into this room and do research, find jobs, submit applications, anything like that that they want to do. I guess that's about it for this room. We'll also have, in this room as well, we have this room sealed off. So we have the pocket doors and this door over here, so that if a counselor is here meeting with someone, we do have a social worker that's willing to come in and schedule appointments with anybody in the house that wants to. So this is where they would meet during that time as well. In this room, this is their kind of hangout area. It's the family room. This is where they're going to sit and watch TV. There will be a TV mounted here. This is their casual meeting space, but also this is where all the house meetings will take place. So every week there will be a weekly house meeting where every member of the house is required to attend. There's actually no excuses barring some kind of an emergency. Every woman is here, they're held accountable, they're talking about where they are in their recovery, what they've done that week, if they're looking for a job, where they are in that process, and then just checking in on each other, seeing how the house flow is going, seeing if there's any issues in the house that need to be taken care of. If there's any tension between anybody that's living here, this is kind of where all that will happen. And they will hopefully have a lot of fun in this room too. So we're hoping that people will come in and teach classes and host Bible studies and do a lot of different learning activities just to kind of bring people next to whatever their next is. So that's this room, the family room. Here we are in the dining room, and in the dining room, so obviously there's this massive table here where we can sit and congregate, and then there's also the whiteboard of accountability. So this is kind of everybody that's living in the house, their phone number, how many meetings they're required to go to every week, all the chores that they're required to do, if they owe any money for their fines or penalties, any other scheduling things that are on the calendar. So if they're going to be overnight somewhere, they have to put that on there and get it approved. If they are working a schedule where they're going to be out of the bounds of the curfews, this is where that would be written, so that okay, so Rachel didn't come home. Why is she not here? Oh, well, it's because she's on vacation. Or this person has a 10:30 work schedule. The curfew's 10 o'clock. So that kind of thing. So it helps everybody in the house to know where everybody is and also be able to reach anybody at any time. This is also where you'll have your stipulations on the fines. So there is a kind of natural consequences board here where if you're not doing what you need to do in order to be accountable in the house, you would get a financial penalty. Some of those things would also put you at risk for being evicted, but some of them are just kind of deterrents for you to not do them again. So you have to make your bed every morning. You have to clean the bathroom, you have to clean up after yourself when you cook. Like all of these things that are just part of healthy living, that's kind of that fee process. That's that. This poster board here just talks a little bit about the rules and expectations. So this is kind of what we expect from our residents here, and then also what the residents can expect from us. We plan on operating at the highest level of excellence, at the highest level of integrity, and we want them to do the same. So we want clear expectations. We want to over-communicate to them how much they're valued and loved, so that when they come in this house, they know what to expect. Over here we have the awesome kitchen. That's awesome. So over here we have the awesome kitchen. This is where each woman is going to be responsible for her own food, cooking, cleaning, those kinds of things. We really do hope to have like a community cabinet, so we would love it if people would do like Hungry Harvest boxes or things like that, where we can bring healthy food into the house. But overall, every woman will be given her own spot in the refrigerator, where she'll have like, this is my section, so Vicki would have a shelf, right? But then also over in the pantry area, all of my grocery shopping that I do would go into my assigned cabinet. So now I have my cabinet and I have my spot in the fridge, so I know where all of my things are. We will have some community items, so coffees, teas, sugars, spices, those kinds of things that are kind of more community oriented, because if you had 10 people living here and they all had their own salt and pepper, that would be a little weird. So we have some things that will be considered community, and then we have other things that are going to be each personal preference. So we have, people have asked me today, actually, and this is random, but people have asked me why we don't lock these. And the truth is, because we have a high level of accountability and integrity here. So we have cameras in all of the common areas. Our security system monitors all of the goings on in the house. And if anybody is caught taking from another person, they're actually not permitted to live in the house anymore. There are some things that are like the highest priority. So number 1 is sobriety, number 2 is safety, number 3 is security. You need to be able to feel like you have a home environment that is comfortable, safe, and secure for you to work on your recovery. So that's why there's no locks on these cabinets. Yeah, so over here we just have a half bathroom. This is the only bathroom on this floor. So don't really know what to say about this. This is where people go to the bathroom. This is where you can wash your hands, and yeah. So, do you want to go into the basement? Okay. We're really hoping that people will come in and do like cooking classes here, arts and crafts, different things, where this will be like a great community space to learn and grow and try new things. So people can be praying about that. Okay, so up the stairs we go. I have to say this every time because these are my favorite part of the house. These banisters are the original banisters in the home, and we haven't touched them, like not even a little bit. So they're beautiful, and they're so solid, it's crazy. Okay, so a woman comes into the house. This is where she'll go when she first moves in. When you move into the house, you're not technically considered a resident until you're kind of past your provisional period. Normally a provisional period is about 30 days, but some people might need a little bit more time and some people might need a little less time. The idea of the bunk beds in this room is because we want women to have the least amount of isolation possible and the most amount of support. So 4 women in a room, it seems a little tight. People have asked that today, but it's really good to help people get a sense of the house, help people kind of learn the ropes a little bit faster, but also it keeps people accountable and doesn't allow for a lot of isolation. So we want them to come into this house and be set up for success. So they'll have a lot more eyes and ears, I guess. I don't know. I don't want to say it like it's like we're watching them, but at the same time, it is a great way to make sure that everybody's on the same page when they come into the house. And we also want them to feel like this is where I want to be. So that's kind of where that first 30 days comes from, is do I want to live here, and are you going to be the person that should be in this house? Every woman in this room will have 3 drawers, and they will share a closet between 2 people. So each closet, every bedroom in the house has 2 closets in it. And this room has like 2 levels, and it will be split, so 1 person on the top, 1 person on the bottom. So the women in this first room, this 4-person bunk room, would share this bathroom. So it will be, there's a bathroom here and there's a bathroom there. So the first 4 women here would share this bathroom. And then we have these 2 additional rooms here. They both have 2 twin beds in them. And after your first 30 days in the house, or however long it takes you to get through your provisional period, then you would move out of the bunk room and into a 2-person room. You have a little bit more space, a little bit more privacy. Again, you're earning your way to more freedoms, and you're kind of owning your recovery. So as you level up, kind of the freedoms get a little bit more, you get to grow a little bit more, you earn more trust and things like that by your length of stay and your accountability, and how much you're owning your recovery in the house. So we have a 2-person room here, and then the other room right here. So once you're through like your provisional period, that initial length of time, you can start to earn things like overnights or extended curfew hours, things of that nature, where you get a little bit more freedoms like I was talking about. That's just what this board talks about. So once you're in this room, or any of the other 2 bunk rooms, you have a lot more freedom. You're owning your recovery, you're working things and being productive, but there's nothing saying that you can't, have to go back to the bunk room if you needed more accountability. So we try to work with each woman and see kind of where they are in their recovery and work around that. So this room and the room we were just in, they would share this bathroom here. So we're still waiting for our shower doors to show up. Well, the guy has to come out and custom make them. So there's no shower doors yet, but this will be shower doors, and then those 4 ladies in those 2 rooms would share that. This is the laundry room. So this will be shelving here. It's not up yet, but this will be where all of the linens are. We provide all the linens in the house, so you're not allowed to bring your own bedding or anything like that into the house. This is all provided by us. So all your towels and your sheets and all of that stuff will go in here. And then you'll have a specific day that is assigned for you to do laundry. We'll have 2 sets of washers and dryers in here, which Lowe's donated 1 set and Brand Scarf donated others, so super awesome. So every woman will be able to come in and do their laundry, and it is like wash, dry, fold, put away. Like no, oh, I'm gonna wash and then I'm gonna go run some errands, like I do in my house. You can cut that out. But so every woman will have an opportunity to do her laundry, and it's like you're given a specific time where you have to be available to do your laundry if you're gonna do it. So that's the 2nd floor. And then upstairs, we have the 3rd floor. Okay, so up here, I'll take you into this room first. This is just that 4th bedroom for the women. Another 2 bunk room, so this is after you've been here a while, you're out of your probationary period, you're doing well, you've earned your freedoms kind of thing, in a sense, and now you're in a 2 bunk room. By the way, this is the best room in the house because it has the most amazing view at night. You get to really see the city. So the next room over here is the house manager's room. And the house manager is really the person who sets the tone for the house. Again, we're looking for a high level of accountability, a high level of growth, positivity, a positive community environment, all of those things. Like, we're looking for the house manager to set that tone. So the house manager is going to make sure your beds are made in the morning and make sure that everybody's cleaning up after themselves. Not cleaning up for them, but just monitoring and making sure everybody's doing what they're supposed to do. Making sure they're in on time for curfews, doing the breathalyzers and the urinalysis tests, all of those things. So the house manager is kind of like the overseer of the home. And we just want them to encourage people to help them in their walk, to help them own their recovery, to help them find resources if they need them. So we're just here to equip and empower people to do their own journey. And the house manager plays a huge part in that. So this is the house manager's room. Down the line, this would actually become a 2-person room. Once we get an assistant house manager, then we would add a second bed in here. And then the assistant manager and the manager would both kind of co-run the house. Because the goal is to give people freedom and to not be tied to the home. But if you're the manager and you're the only person here, then you have to be here all the time. So the goal is to have an assistant manager that's willing to help with some of those responsibilities. If the manager wants to go on vacation, things like that, then we also always have somebody in the house. So then the ladies that are on this floor share this bathroom. This is the bathroom number 3. And again, that's a custom shower. So we're waiting on the glass doors to be cut in for that. And that's really it. So the goal is that, in this house, women would feel safe and secure and empowered to make the changes that they need to make in their life. And it's crazy because, like, outside of the house, we're on Pennington Avenue. It is such a busy street. I mean, it's like loud and there's trucks all the time and stuff. And I'm telling you, you come into the house and it's like a completely different world. It's like peace and tranquil and joy. And you can actually, like, I don't want to sound too cheesy, but you can literally feel the love when you walk in the house. Women that are going to be living in this house, they've had people praying for them already for a year. Like, it's really cool. Anyway, so that's the goal, is that women would come here and they would want to be a part of a community, that they would want to own their recovery, do the hard work of growing to whatever their next is, so that they can move on to the place that they want to be in their life. They can live here pretty much indefinitely. The majority of people live in a recovery home, 9 to 18, 20 months. But it really depends on where you are. So our goal is to meet you where you are and help you get to where you want to go. And whatever that looks like, it's going to be individualized for each person, because not everybody's going to come in with the same story. No one's going to come in with the same story. And so we just want to be the love and joy and peace to whoever wants to come into this house to make the changes that they want to make in their life. It's really exciting. I am really, really humbled and blessed that I get to be a part of it, because this feels like my baby. But overall, long term, our goal is to see lives changed. Women are going to come into this house not knowing what to do. They're going to come in and they're going to be terrified. They're not going to know what to expect. They're not going to know what their next is, where they're going, how they're going to get there, how they're going to make it. But pretty soon, after they're in the house, they're going to see, like, okay, I'm taking these baby steps and I'm getting here and I'm doing this and I've got a support network and I've got a community behind me. And all of those things really, really matter, because when you come in and you think, oh, I'm never going to be able to do this, and then you look 2 or 3 months down the road and you're like, wow, look how far I've come, because everybody in the house is keeping track. We're all watching me grow. That's an amazing thing. And then little things don't feel as big anymore, and then bigger things feel maybe a little littler, and then on it goes. And so our goal is that stories are changed and eternal friendships are made and people come to know Jesus who don't, and that they can then, they're a little bit further down the road than some other people, but they're saying, hey, come this way and like watch what can happen if you actually just trust and work the process. So that's kind of what we're looking for.